Hello, welcome back to GOT. Today we're going to talk about the Z Fold 7 and what I do to set it up. I'm going to give you my 5 things that you must do to get started with this phone. Let's go. Now, whenever you get a new phone, especially if it's an upgrade from the previous phone, first thing I do is I set it up from the previous phone. In other words, I just do it a sync and I allow it to pull in all the apps and data from the previous phone. And the reason why I do that is that way I don't have to remember which apps I need to download, what do I need to get for the new phone. So that's the first step. And that was pretty simple. You just follow the steps that the phone gives you. And you can do it wired or you can do it wirelessly. Now, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from beyond that point. Say you've got them both set up. So you can see here, side by side, I have the Z Fold 7 right next to the Z Fold 6. And you can see the big size difference. It's quite a bit larger. So it's the next gen. Before I do a complete layout, first thing you want to do is you want to determine whether you want to use one screen or two screen setup. Now, what I mean by that is on the Z Fold 6, you can see here I've got the exterior screen and the interior screen. They're both the same. This is page 1, this is page 2. Okay, so there's nothing there. Page 1, page 2. And if you look at the front screen and set it up, you have page 1, page 2. They are the same. So the only different look is the background. The background, just a little bit slightly different image. But other than that, it is the same. So that's the first thing you need to decide is, do you want to do that? And what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at this phone, everything's already set up. And I'm going to run you through my setup here real quick. As you can see here, I like to do the large folders and small folders. And I have them arranged for a purpose that maybe only I understand, but it's real simple. On this, you can shrink a folder down or long press it. You can go ahead and enlarge it, and then you just maneuver them around any way you want. I like it this way so I can quickly push on an app. Like if I want to go to my file folder, I just press on it right there. I don't have to open up the folder to do it like anything in these. If I want to open up a smart app, I have to open up the whole folder first and then the app. So that's the advantage of having the large app. So I like to do that. But notice how here I've got my beautiful wife here on the front screen. And when I open it up, it's a totally different scene. It's not just a different background. Look at how all the apps are laid out. And look here, the second page, totally different than the front screen here. Hey, I want to take a quick second to tell you how much I appreciate you for tuning in to the channel as we talk about the Z Fold 7 and the 5 things that I think are important to set it up. Now, if you get anything out of this video, show me your appreciation by smashing that like button down below. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Back to the video. Now, when I open up the Z Fold 7, you're going to see it's a totally different screen on the inside. You see here, I've got 2 pages and all the apps are organized in one certain way. And when I open it up, and this thing is tough to open. Notice I got a totally different background and the apps are laid out quite a bit differently. And you can have a totally different inside screen. So that's the first thing you want to decide is, do you want 2 screens or 1 screen layout? And let me show you now how you can do the 2 screen layout if you choose to do so. All you do is you just pinch on either one, you pinch. And then you go to settings, and under settings, you have this thing right here. It says cover screen mirror. You got it on both of them. And this one's on and this one's off. I don't want to mirror the cover screen. This one, it is mirrored. If you take and turn it off, watch what happens here. Turn it off. Now they are independent. Then once you turn it on, you can see in the animation, it's taking it from the front and mirroring it on the inside. Now, if you don't mirror and you apply, then when you go to the home screen here, you see it's totally different on the exterior screen. So on the exterior screen, this thing to open up, see I've got the large folders, got the 2 pages, and on the interior screen, it's not like that. Now, that is the con for doing this, is you now have 2 separate screens that you have to manage and figure out all the time. Say you add apps one page or another, or one screen or another, you got to keep up with it. I like memory. And as you get older, memory is tougher to maintain. So I like to make sure that the apps are all in the same place, whether on the front or the inner screen. So I don't really care for the 2 screens, but I did set it up here for this demo. Number 2 is you need to just go ahead and lay it out and decide whether you want large or small folders. Okay, so you just set up your layout. Then after you get everything set up, you can add your widgets. And to add widgets, you just go here, same, go through and decide what kind of widgets you want. And I just happen to like having the clock. Now, I also have my widgets stacked. As you can see here, you just slide here and get another widget. So I can hit optimize real quick. So that's a really nice feature. I haven't stacked anyone on this one yet. I haven't got to that yet, but you can stack widgets, which is really nice. So then that's number 2, set up your layout how you like it. Number 3, this one's really important to me, and that's setting up your voice to text and your keyboard on different apps. I'll give you an example here. Check this out. I'm going to use the comment section in one of my videos. You can see here, I've got a comment that this guy, I haven't responded to it yet. And what I like to do is voice to text. So here you go ahead and hit this. Now on the Z Fold 6, I have the Samsung keyboard. On the Z Fold 7, I have the Gboard, the Google keyboard. Now, watch what happens when I start to dictate and notice the difference when I pause. So I've got this all set up. One has Google Gboard and the other one has a Samsung keyboard so that it will do voice to text. And if you pause at any point while you think about your thought, you can see the Samsung stopped listening, where the Google continued to wait for me and allow me to add more to my response. I really like that. Now go ahead and stop that. So that's one problem with using the Samsung keyboard and voice to text. So now on the Samsung keyboard, it has this AI feature, which is really nice. Will help you spell check and rewrite things if you want to. Look at here. You've got the symbol right here for your AI. And see there, grammar or spelling and grammar, it'll fix it right there. You can replace it. Or if you want to, you can click it again. You can have it choose a writing style, and it's got all these different writing styles. So you can do polite, emoji, casual. I'll click on casual. We'll just replace that. So it went to casual. Over here, if you look at the Gboard, you don't have those settings now. Where's the AI? Okay. Well, it's there. You just got to know how to bring it up. And all you do is on this one is you long press, hit select all. But notice the AI is right there. There's the AI. And then you could do spelling and grammar, and it'll check your spelling and grammar. You can replace it. So it just fixed my spelling and grammar right there. And again, if you want to, you hit select all, and you can tell it to choose a writing style. So it'll go through the different writing styles. Now notice the difference here. This one you swiped up to get to the different writing. So see the dots down here, you can just swipe to the side to get the different ones. Okay, but it's the same stuff. We'll go with casual, and you can replace it. So you still have the features here on the Gboard, and the dictation works a whole lot better than you get on the Samsung. And Samsung doesn't always dictate correctly either. So that's the reason why I use Gboard. Now, let me show you how to get it all set up. So all you simply do is you go into settings on your phone and you go to general management here, and you just have to scroll down to it. Once you hit general management, you see the different keyboard settings here. And you may have to update Google or Gboard, or you might have to download it. If you have a different phone, you could download Gboard. But I believe on the Z Fold 7, I had to just update it. Once you update it, it's there. So then you have default here. I choose the Gboard. You can see right there, English Gboard. And then you can go down to Google Voice typing. You want to make sure it's set up for automatic. And then down here, if you click on Gboard, you can go to preferences. And what I do is I choose my preferences and I add a number row. I turn that on because I like there to be a number row. I also have it show me emojis. Okay, it'll automatically suggest emojis when you get to it. You could turn one-handed mode on if you want to, or it'll move the keyboard one side to another, but you could do that inside the app itself. And then in split mode, you can duplicate keys. I don't know why I had that on. I don't like to do that. And then here, you can turn on sounds if you want sounds, haptic feedback. I like the haptic feedback. But what's really important to me is this long press for symbols. And what that basically means is on the keyboard, you get additional symbols. You got your comma, your parentheses, or whatever. They're right there on the keyboard. You don't have to hit that other button to get to those. So now let's go ahead and go back and show you that keyboard feature here where let's keep writing right here on the keyboard. If you hit right here, you can do the split right there within the keyboard, or right there, it makes it a floater. I don't like it to float, and I don't like it to split. So whoops, wrong one. I don't like it to split, so I hit the full keyboard and see all the keys, how they have all the different symbols on them. Whereas on here, there's no symbols on those keyboards. If you want to get to the symbols, you got to hit this button and go back and forth. I don't care for that. And I see no reason why not to add the number keyboard, because you can see here, you got a large device and plenty of space to do it. So that's number 3, set up voice to text and Gboard. Now, the next thing I like to do is set up my news feed so everything's like I want it. Now, it was automatically there because it just transferred everything from my Z Fold 6 to the 7. But if you don't have that, then that's where step 4, you want to go in here and you want to set up your news feed and customize it. And it's very self-explanatory and simple. See the button right there? It says customize your space. You just click on it and you go ahead and select the things that you want to see. And I would like to add sunrise set and TV and movies because all that stuff interests me. Now it's going to update my news feed. So there you go. And when you customize it for the first time, you can go ahead and tell it what type of things that you like to see. Like for me, I'm into movies and of course tech. I'm not really big into the current news because we know what it's all about right now. I'd rather just look at movies, videos, tech, and YouTube stuff. So that's how I have mine set up. Now, the last thing you want to set up, number 5, there's so much more to do, but we're going to stop at 5 today, is set up your control panel and how you want it to be viewed. In other words, when you scroll down from the top, such as this, see here, I got notification panel right here. But if I slide down from the right side, I actually get my controls from the control panel. So you could do it separately, which is what I prefer, is to keep it separate, because sometimes I just want to look at the news feed because I know I had something pop up before. I can go right through here and see what popped up and check it. And I got it set up the same way on both phones. So if you want everything to come together, you just swipe down here from the right side, you get your control panel and you can hit the edit button, which is that little pencil, and then hit panel settings and you could say together. And then everything will start to come down together. So doesn't matter where you pull from. You can see you get a partial control panel and partial notifications, and you can just scroll through to see those. Now, that's the 5 things I do when I first set up my phone. But before we wrap this up, I promised folks I'd talk about the case that I did get with the phone. I got this through Samsung. I wouldn't recommend it at all. It's a piece of junk. I don't know if you can see here from the above camera. It's a fingerprint magnet. It's really thin, and I don't know. It protected it for a moment, but it's really ugly. I don't like it. And if you want to see this anti-reflection and how it works, this is the difference between it and the Samsung S25 Ultra. They're about the same. You can see here on screen reflection. I don't know how that's coming across on that above screen, but you can see here, they're about the same. And how do we know it's reflective or anti-reflective? Well, here's a regular screen. Look at the difference. You can see the whole difference of the glare. A lot more glare in a regular screen. So this anti-reflective screen protector that I got through Samsung, that's the only place I could find those, is a really great buy. So now it's time to hear from you. What are your 5 most important things when setting up a phone? Is there something that I might have missed that I should go ahead and cover on my next video? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, while you're down there, whatever you want to see when I do reviews on this phone and comparisons, tell me what you want me to compare it to, because I will compare it to the Z Fold 6 before I send it back to the mothership. And I also will have the Honor Magic V5 as well as the Vivo X Fold 5. And I can even do some comparisons with the Pixel 9 Pro Fold if anybody wants to request that. Now, if you want to know my first impressions of this phone, check out this video here. Now, if you're here for the first time, I've got lots of videos on all these phones and more. So you may as well go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content. Until next time, thanks for hanging out with me, and God bless.